Welcome to this video on how to get input from keyboard. In this video, you will learn how to get string, integer, float and boolean data from keyboard. So Python has a built-in function input for accepting data from keyboard, and syntax for input function is like this. So name of the function, that is input, and as an argument to the function is a prompt message. So here is one example. The name of the function input, and this enter your name is a prompt message in single quote or double quote, and on left hand side we can specify the name of the variable to receive input from keyboard. So this will receive the input from keyboard until a enter is not pressed, and then after reading the input it will store the input data in variable name, and we can print that data, the name, using print function. So now let us run this, and if we enter Ajay and press enter, then it has accepted the input assigned to name, and then we are printing, right? So by default the type of data accepted by input function is string, and we can check the type of the data read from keyboard, right, using the type function. Now let us have this function for reading a number from keyboard, right? So here the prompt message is enter a number, that number is stored in this. So let us run this and let us enter 5. Fine. So 5 is read from keyboard. We can print the number like this, number. Fine. And let us, so the number read from keyboard is 5. Now let us check the type of this number. So if we check the type of number, then it is string. Suppose we have to write a program to add two numbers, and we want to read these two numbers from keyboard, right? So now let us see what happens. So let us have this statement, read enter number 1, say enter a number 1, and let us read the second number, right, enter number 2, and then suppose we want to find, say, sum of number is equal to number 1 plus number 2, right? And then we want to print this sum of numbers. We want to accept two numbers from keyboard, then add the two numbers like this, and then print the numbers. Fine. Now let us run this program. Let's enter say 4, then enter second number 5, and here we can see that sum is 4, 5. So what happened over here? 4 and 5 are concatenated. Let us check the type of this number, type number 1, number 1. So here type of number 1 is string, and hence plus operator is used to concatenate the string 4 and 5. So actually the numeric addition is not done. 4 and 5 is considered as a string, and the 4 and 5 are concatenated. So what we need to do is we need to convert this input into the type we require. That is, here we want to add integer number. So the same program can be written like this. We want integer number. So at the time of reading itself, we can convert this into integer. So already we have seen in type conversion that we can convert the data into integer using the int function like this, right? So whole complete input statement is enclosed within the integer function, right? And this will accept the input from keyboard and will convert it into integer, and then it will assign to the number 1 and number 2. So here we can also check the type of these numbers, right? For example, print type of number 1 equals to, right, just to verify. Fine. So over here now let us run this program, and so number 1 is 4, number 2 is 5. So here now the sum is 9. Earlier sum was 45. It was a concatenation. It was not actual the integer addition. So if you want to perform the numeric addition, then we need to convert this input data into integer like this using type conversion, right? And here we can see that type of number 1 is class integer, means data type of, now the data type of number 1 is integer. Now same way, for example, if we want to find area of a circle, fine, and we want to floating point value of radius from keyboard, and say we take the value of pi as a 3.1, right? So what we can do is, let us take pi is equal to 3.14 and let us read the radius from key. So very first thing is we need to convert the data into float. So very first thing we will write float, and then we will accept the input and we'll write the prompt message, enter radius in floating point. Fine. So we got the pi, we got r, right? And now the area is equal to pi into, that is radius and r square, that's exponent. So this pi r square is written in Python like this: pi, then into radius, that is r is into the radius, and r square is exponent 2. Fine. Now let us print this area of circle is equal to area. Let us first print the type of radius. So here what we have done, we are reading a value from keyboard and we ensure that we enter floating point value only. So that floating point value will be accepted as a string by input function and needs to be converted into float. So here we have done type conversion to float, and that float value will be stored in radius. Then we have a pi constant, then radius r square, and here we are printing the data type of the radius and area of circle. So here let us enter 4.7. Fine. So here we can see that type of radius variable is float and the area of circle is this one. So this is how we can accept the floating point data from keyboard. Now let us accept the Boolean data from keyboard. Say we have a variable status and let us have an input function with a prompt message enter status, and here we will print the data type of status and let us print the value of status. So value of status is equal to status. So here we are reading a value from keyboard. Here we are printing the data type of status variable and then printing the value of status. Let us enter Boolean value true. So we can see that by default the data type of the status variable is string and value of is true. Say for example, if we compare this status variable with value true, then it should return false. It should return false because this is a string and this is a Boolean value, and hence it returns false. Let us write the same program statements. Let us convert this into bool. Let us see, right, what is the output. So here again let us type true value, and now the data type of the variable status is bool and value is true. And now if we check the status is equal to true, then now it should return true because now this status variable is of type bool, and hence true is equal to true. So this is how we can accept string, integer, float and Boolean data from keyboard. Thank you very much for watching this video. Have a great time.